Plaintiff Jessica Fortenberry was a heroin addict, but she says she's been in recovery for the past 2 years. Jessica claims she met the defendant when she moved into his sober living facility, but she's suing because after he forced her out, he disposed of her property. Defendant Stephen Lamonaco says he was an Olympic athlete, but in the 70s, a lot of his friends fell victim to drug addictions. Stephen says after Jessica told him she was moving out, he gave her 3 days to get her property, but she never showed up.
Start with you.
Okay, a little bit about myself. I've been in recovery for the past 2 years. I struggled with addiction since 1999.
What drugs of choice?
Heroin. It's what it ultimately ended up being.
How long have you been again in recovery?
For the past 2 years.
Good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
great. One of the hardest addictions to quit.
It was the worst. It's absolutely the worst. A little bit about it. I started back in 1999. I had a bad wreck. I had a four-wheeler wreck, and I fell off a cliff, shattered my elbow. The doctor then prescribed me pain pills. Pain pills led to Oxycontin.
How? 'Cause I'm always curious. If they tell you to take them for 12 days, that's what they do when I had surgery, and they've said, take these Vicodin. And twice, a couple of times, I've had procedures or what have you, and I don't get high off of them. And what else do they do to make it get you high? How can Vicodin get you high? Because I never get high. My wife don't get high. Nobody I know feels a high. So what is it you all are going to after the 12 days? Why? Why do you want to go any further than that if it's not getting you high? Or maybe it's certain people it gets high.
I think it's certain people.
Huh?
I think it's certain people.
Chemical makeup.
I honestly believe so. I mean, you're one of the lucky ones, obviously. Like, I feel like it's certain people. I don't know, maybe because I lost. I feel like maybe when I had my wreck, therefore I lost. I was a cheerleader, so I couldn't cheer anymore. So maybe that drug came in and took the place.
At what point did you desire it? Did they prescribe it for only 12 days?
No, it was way longer than 12 days. I had to learn how to move my arm again.
Okay.
So I had screws in my elbow.
That's why I thought there was a maximum, as I recall my doctor telling me, don't take it any longer. I can't prescribe it
Maybe so. Like in 99, I just know that like I had to learn how to move my arm again.
And did you ever start getting high off of it? Of the pills? Did they make you high? Like, woo, this is a good feeling.
I know
he won't give me any more, so let me go to the street to get this good feeling.
Oh, when I knew I didn't have it anymore, as that I was missing that feeling.
That feeling, all right, so then that is getting high. And so it's probably a chemical makeup. I don't want to tell people that they should try it and maybe they don't have the chemical makeup. But perhaps some reason nobody I know gets high off of it. So that's what I was trying to understand. How do you go from the pills that don't get you high to heroin that gets you higher than a kite? All right, got it. I just always want to educate people on this because it's an epidemic, and we're glad that you were in your second year of recovery.
No, sir.
Third?
Well, no.
What? You have a relapse, but you've been in recovery.
Yeah,
well, you've been in recovery. A lot of people come here and just lie and are not really in recovery. And when they admit to a relapse, I know the recovery is real. Can Vicodin get you high? Because I never get high. My wife don't get high. Nobody I know feels a high. So what is it you all are going to after the 12 days? Why? Why do you want to go any further than that if it's not getting you high?
Plaintiff Jessica Fortenberry says while recovering from a heroin addiction, she moved into the defendant's sober living facility. But she's suing because he kicked her out and disposed of her property.
Let me hear from you. You give me some background, sir.
I come from a large family, youngest of 8. In the recovery business, I started out helping people through me being a gymnast. I was working for 1980 Olympics. I was on rings, and I did an Olympic commercial for 4 years to raise money to support the Olympics. And during that time—
And you participated in the Olympics?
Absolutely, I participated.
Congratulations. Well, we're honored to have you here. You represented our country in a big way at the highest level of athleticism. Thank you.
Absolutely. And during the period of time in the 70s, a lot of my friends and people that I knew were doing drugs. and came to me for help, a lot of help. And I raised a family, and after I raised my family, I gave up my house for recovery to help people get off drugs and alcohol. The number one addiction, again, like Jessica was saying, was heroin. I started off
The people you were helping.
I was helping. I started off with alcohol, but the heroin addiction just overwhelmed everything.
For most of the people you
For most of the people I was dealing with. After the Obamacare, it became really heavy as far as people getting treatment for heroin because they had insurance.
Heroin addiction got worse?
Well, it didn't get worse, but more people were coming in for treatment because they had the ability to get treatment.
Obamacare helped people get treatment for their addictions.
Absolutely.
So thank God for Obama and that portion
Absolutely.
of Obamacare. It's a great tool to fight opioid addiction, as you've shared, and you know because you're in that industry. So we thank God for that part of the Affordable Care Act. Thank President Obama for that. He's saying it. You have a man who specializes in it and says that Obamacare has helped treat tremendously.
Yes.
All right, now don't y'all go get high just because you know you can use your Obamacare card for treatment. So I gotta qualify everything I say about these drugs. Tell me about the property, ma'am.
I moved in to Mr. Lamonaco's house I moved from his main house. I moved several times during Mr. Lamonaco's sober living. I was living at the house on Monterey Street from April till May. And then all of a sudden I had to go home to visit my grandmother one last time. And I came back and Mr. Lamonaco's stuff he had moved into his sober living. Okay, I was like, whoa, okay, I'm a client in the sober living, and all of a sudden, Mr. Lamonaco has moved into this sober living.
Becomes his own client.
Yeah.
Never did that?
Yeah, so random.
You never moved into it?
I have text messages right here, sir.
Go ahead, I'll let you finish.
So, and then at that time, he wanted me to move out of that house to another house on West Warren, another house he owns. So I did. I moved to another property, and then all of a sudden he comes in, he's like, I want you out of the house.
Did he tell you why?
At that time, he had gone out of business. He had gone out of business. There was no clients anymore, and he had gone out of business. So.
Makes sense then.
Right. So I was okay. So I left, but I had to leave that day. But I was
Why?
Because he just wanted it back. It was.
No, but he said get out today. He gave you notice and asked you to leave the same day.
Same day. Well,
Sir, did you do that? Let's start there. You gave,
not at all. No.
No? Okay, I'll let you give your full story, but that's a big deal. Right. If you came up to her and said, hey, I'm gonna need to close the place down, so leave today. Be out by midnight.
Actually, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
That man ain't did that.
I'm telling you.
All right, so go ahead. What happened after that? Where did you go?
I went to a hotel room.
Okay. Let's get to the property.
Yeah.
What happened to your property?
I don't know. On the
June
30th, the June the 25th is when I left. So on June the 30th, we had arranged that Sunday for me at 2:30 to come pick up my stuff, and it was gone. All that was left was a bag of clothes hangers.
Last time you spoke with him about it, what has he said?
And he texted me at 3 o'clock one morning saying that he had no knowledge of the stuff. But I have several texts.
Sir, let me hear from you first, and then we'll see your evidence.
Absolutely.
As the kids calling now, we'll see your receipts. Go ahead.
Thank you. I went to my house on Monterey Street, which was a detox house. She wasn't supposed to be at the detox house. She was staying at my detox house.
Who allowed her to?
Nobody at the time.
Oh, she broke in?
Well, she was pretty much staying there at her own will.
I know. How did she get in?
She unlocked the door.
Left
the door unlocked and went back in. Her house
before
manager,
she came in, you said she wasn't supposed to be there.
She wasn't.
And when someone is not supposed to be there, that's because someone has let them in.
Right. Like,
who let her in?
I don't know. Like I said, her house manager.
And you didn't ask the house manager?
The house manager didn't have much to say to me about it.
No. When someone brings someone into your house.
Correct.
Without your permission.
Correct.
And you find out.
Right. You get them out.
Ask the person in charge.
Right.
They can just blow you off, huh?
No.
So that's what you sound like he did.
Well,
you say he didn't have much to say about it. Now you got to tell me something. You got a woman staying in my house.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you got to talk to me.
That's right. That's right.
So what did he say?
So
he said nope.
My program director told me that the house manager, her boyfriend, let her stay there.
Okay, well,
And
that
he had
might
keys.
be the case.
And he had keys.
Okay, well,
So when I
that
found
makes
out,
sense.
I asked her to get out and go back to the other house. And I wanted her to get out because I was cleaning up the house from all the damages that they left in the other house, the sober living house.
You wanted her to leave the same day you gave her notice?
No, I wanted to get out of the house that she doesn't supposed to be in the same day. And she went back to the other sober living house where she's supposed to be.
Plaintiff Jessica Fortenberry says while recovering from a heroin addiction, she moved into the defendant's sober living facility. But she's suing because he kicked her out and disposed of her property.
When she approached you by her things, what have you told her?
I told her that she had 3 days to remove it.
To come and get it?
Absolutely.
To come back?
As she
and
signed
get
on
her
the
things.
contract. Absolutely.
Okay. And what did happen?
She did not
never
come
came back?
She did not come to get it.
Did she contact you and discuss it further? She didn't contact you and say, well, I was supposed to come, but I'm not going to make it within 3 days. It's going to be a week.
No.
She never contacted you to try and change that one day?
I mean, she might have contacted one of my managers because she knows I'm very lenient.
Not you.
I'm very
okay.
lenient about
Never
helping people.
Ma'am, he said you never contacted him about your items, and when you ask?
I do have proof that I did try to contact his.
Let's see it, please.
I have phone records, and then I also have.
I don't need the phone records. Give me.
Phone records are right here.
I want to see the smoking gun.
Okay, the smoking gun. This is June the 30th. That is
That's
his.
what you said you have.
Yes. That's his.
Do you know where the ladies' clothes are that were on hangers? Throw away. Oh no! Last Friday, 3 ladies cleaned up all of it and put it at a dumpster. You said you'd never been asked about it.
Oh, she asked me about it afterwards.
Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
That is over. Never again.
I'm not in the business of keeping people's stuff for storage. I'm in the business of helping people in recovery.
By throwing all the stuff away that somebody's earned through their whole recovery. Good person.
It was trash. It had
trash.
bed bugs, and it had lice in it, and there's no name on it. Nobody knew whose was what. She didn't put a name or label it or put it away in a safe environment or place for us to keep it. It was scattered everywhere. Nobody knew what was hers.
You are so full of it.
Plaintiff Christina Adams says while going through a divorce, she moved in with the defendant, and they became friends with benefits. Christina claims she and the defendant had their property in a storage unit, but after Christina went to jail, the defendant stopped paying the bill, and the property was auctioned off, so she's suing. Defendant Antonio Cabrera says he feels used by Christina because he wanted a relationship with her, but she just wanted sex and a place to live. Antonio's countersuing for unpaid rent.
Start with you.
Since I've known Antonio, he hasn't been the most responsible person, doesn't make very good
Where'd you all meet and when?
We met in December 2017 when I was going through a divorce. I was looking for a new place to rent, and he was connected to me from my music at first.
Okay. You're a performing artist or a recording artist?
See, yeah.
Good. Okay.
So he agreed to let me move into his place, and we started friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
No girlfriend and boyfriend, because I was going through a divorce and I had no interest in any kind of commitment. And I was really blunt and honest about that from the beginning.
You just wanted some intimacy.
Well,
Or you want a companionship.
No, we're gonna be living together already, and so like it was more like convenient.
Since you're here.
Only guy around.
Why don't you tell me? Give me some background, sir.
Well, when I met Christina, I think that that she didn't want a relationship or nothing like that, and I understand that.
Well, so you all were never intimate.
No, it's like she says, friends with benefit.
Okay.
But the way that I see it, you know, I was the one that was persistent in actually wanting a relationship
That's right.
with
She
her.
took advantage of you.
Yeah, and what you call it out? When you say taking advantage, is that she took advantage of me as in a place to live and having sex.
Having sex
Yeah.
and a place to live.
Yes.
All right. Did she pay rent?
No, she didn't.
You feel used. You feel she moved in solely.
And I believe that I wanted a relationship with her, and she was telling me that she didn't want a relationship because she was going through a divorce and she felt broken. But I could relate to that, because I honestly went through something myself, living in the streets, selling drugs, going in and out of jail, and I see myself in 3 places: doing life in prison, in a hospital bed, or in a casket. But I decided to move to Washington to better myself.
Good.
You know, and I actually accomplished that goal.
Good.
I got my 2 cars, had my own apartment, and it felt good because
He had a decent job, obviously.
Yeah, yes, I did, Your Honor.
Good.
And I believe that what I did, that I could have done in 33 years in California, I came to do it in Washington in less than 1 year.
Good.
So I ended up rehabilitating myself.
Good. Good. Hats off to you, and I like to hear these type of stories. So the viewers and guys in the street, we got a lot of street guys that watch me.
Thank you.
And I like for them to hear ways to get out of the street. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
And a lot of it involves changing your environment. I was spared because my environment went from the streets to college.
Yeah.
Weren't that many thugs there. So I got out of, if any. So I got out of that environment. So you got out of the environment. And when he got you a good job and 2 cars, apartment, and a beautiful woman. You're the man.
Plaintiff Christina Adams says she and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant claims he wanted to date Christina, and she just used him for sex and a place to live.
How was it living with him first?
Okay, so Antonio is very...
You can't keep your eyes off Antonio.
You're not looking at me.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were looking at Doyle, but then I said, oh no, she's looking right at him, doctor.
Antonio...
You're the man.
Yeah, that's
Go
right.
ahead. So how was it?
Okay, so it was hard, to be honest with you. It
How
was,
so?
He's really jealous and possessive, and I'm very free-spirited, and I have lots of guy friends, and they're just my friends, but I'm just free-spirited with them. I was single, so I didn't have to, behave any certain way. I wrestle with my guy friends, and they give me piggyback rides, and all, it's just how I've always been. And
I'm a Scorpio, Your Honor. What can I say?
A Scorpio? Oh, no wonder then.
What's that?
Scorpio sign. You know the stereotype about that, right? You don't know the stereotype about
For Scorpio?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, they're supposed to be high-powered freaks.
Oh.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a stereotype. Not, I assume it's not true.
Oh, it's true.
It's true?
No. Okay, look.
I knew there was something going on here, but man, it keep you. She said
It's similar. It's similar.
All right, go ahead.
So,
You don't have to worry about a woman no more. What she just said, they'll be lined up time you walk out the door.
hey, I'm trying to tell him. But anyways, no, living with him was great most of the time, but he was really irresponsible a lot of the time. But he was in good intentions, like buying me gifts and stuff when there's bills to pay, or missing work because he wants to stay home and do stuff all day. It's not productive. Unless you're trying to make babies, And I just don't tolerate that kind of behavior from any man that I want to have that kind of connection with.
That's right. And was there an agreement for rent?
No, Your Honor. When I first asked Antonio if I could move in with him, I did. Initially, I wanted only to rent the extra room, and I wasn't looking for any connection like that.
What was the agreement though? Or
we didn't have a solid agreement, but I asked if I could rent the room, and he moved my stuff in. The first month when I tried to pay him rent, he said no.
Okay.
No.
So there wasn't a set amount of rent ever?
Never.
All right. And tell me about what occurred here to cause you to sue him.
So I was on probation in two different counties. And I had probation review appointment. They wanted to extend my probation, but I had just, I was getting ready to finalize my divorce in 2 weeks, and I was going to be receiving a large chunk of money, and I wanted to move out of the state and just get away and start over again. But they wanted me to do another year probation in both counties, and I asked them, please, no, can you just convert it to jail time? I'll just go to jail, please, because I want to move, and so they did, and they arrested me right then. They didn't give me no time to get my affairs in order. Usually they would. I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't, and they took me directly to jail. I wasn't able to contact him the whole time I was in jail. He knew where I was, but he never wrote me or came to put money on my books or see me or nothing. Like, out of sight, out of mind. Must be a Scorpio thing.
Nope.
Well, when I got out, he was right there, you know, got a hotel room and everything was perfectly fine and we, you know, hooked up or whatever. And then I asked if I could play on his phone, you know. And this notification popped down from public storage. And it said, due to your lack of response, your storage number, blah, 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 is being put up for auction, and then they had the auction date. And so I opened the message. And then I seen that before that, they had sent him previous messages about lien, and like trying to get him the opportunity to fix it.
And this was for your furniture that he had put in storage?
We put in storage together because when we got evicted.
Oh, okay. So both of your things were in storage?
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
your things were sold at auction and that's what you're suing him for?
Yes.
You have a list of the items?
Yes, sir.
We hear from you, sir.
Well, yeah, what you say was true. You know, we did come up with an agreement on the storage payment thing, and
Why you didn't go visit your woman in jail?
well, I didn't know because she ran away from me.
You know where she was.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
After 3 days after, where her friend contacted me, 3 days after,
Yeah.
I didn't even know where she was in the
Well, you
beginning.
knew 3 days after.
No, I didn't. She just told me, oh, Christina's in jail.
Yeah.
And that's it.
How many jails you got in town?
3.
That's
County.
3 phone calls.
I only been in 3, so I don't know which jail she was in.
Your Honor, he was partying at casinos and buying dope for his friends and putting it on Facebook when I was in jail. That's why he didn't have no money to pay the storage or to come do anything when I was in jail.
Well, we did come up with an agreement where we both were supposed to pay for it. And
Before I went to jail.
Let him finish.
And after that, you know, she went to jail, and I got stuck with doing the payment, so it was kind of hard for me because I was struggling at the time to pay him, to pay the storage.
Plaintiff Christina Adams says she and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant claims he wanted to date Christina, and she just used him for sex and a place to live.
What did you expect to happen then?
What could I say?
You can tell me what you expected to happen if you don't pay the bill at the storage unit.
The storage unit, the storage people were auctioning off the storage and
You
sell
knew
it.
that would happen if you stopped paying.
Yeah, I know that.
So what did you do to avoid that?
Like I said, I was struggling and I just couldn't
That's
pay.
all. You just sat there and struggled.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
You didn't beg, borrow, and steal. You're supposed to do one of the 3 or all 3, sir.
Yeah,
You know they're about to take all your possessions.
I do understand.
Beg, borrow, leave the stealing off, but beg and borrow. Yes.
Your Honor, Antonio had a full-time job. He wasn't struggling. The only thing he was struggling with was to choose his friends and dope over his responsibility. He could have sold any one thing out of my stuff. He could have sold anything, the mini bike, anything.
And what was the...
$179.
How much?
He lost it for $179.
$179? Is that true,
sir?
Well,
all right. What is your counterclaim for?
well, I do. I'm countersuing her for unpaid rent because I believe that it's not fair for her to be suing me for her things that were lost when my things were lost too at the same time. So why would I have to pay her money?
Because you
when I
caused
lost? No, it wasn't only her things. It wasn't only her
You
things.
caused the loss of your things too.
Yeah,
You
no,
caused the loss of your things.
But why would she be suing me for her?
Because you
she-
caused the
no.
loss of her things too.
Yeah, but she's claiming only her things.
Yeah.
Only her things, not
Yes.
mine. Not mine.
She's suing you about her things.
Well,
So-
my things got lost in there too.
I'm not dealing with you, sir. The rent on what? The rent on the storage or the rent on staying
on
with
the
you?
apartment because I think
And
that
what was the agreement on the amount?
it was 625, but there was
And when did you all make this agreement?
when after she moved in, Your Honor.
How long after?
Probably like 2 weeks later after,
Why you let her in without an agreement?
because you know I was well, I was in love with her. And
Well, let's keep it that way. Your claim is dismissed for the unpaid rent. I don't believe there was an agreement like this woman said. $3,780 is yours for the value of your property that he negligently left. You had an obligation to make sure her things weren't lost. And yes, if she was in jail, that might affect it. If it was $10,000, even $1,000, I might understand. You might not be able to come up with or beg or borrow, but you can either come up with, beg, or borrow $179. So I'm going to conclude that you were negligent in maintaining her property, which you had taken responsibility for. Your claim is dismissed and yours is granted. Have a good day.
Good luck. And I hope we could still be friends, and maybe later on in time we could be something else than just friends.
It shows a lot of responsibility for you to have made it here. It's a big step for you, and I am willing to work on our friendship.